Let's go by the ingredients one by one. Cabbage leaf, yogurt, which was about 200 grams, chickpea flour, which was about 3 tablespoons, water, which was about 150 ml, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, and a pinch of Asafoetida, Hing, 2.5 or 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds, half a teaspoon of ginger chopped, half a teaspoon of garlic chopped, some green chilies, capsicum, courgette and carrots, red chili powder, coriander powder, turmeric powder, and mixed curry leaf powder, and a pinch of salt. A little bit of lemon juice, about 4 tablespoons of vegetable oil, pinch of asafoetida, which was hing, cumin seeds, mustard seeds, red chili powder, coriander powder, and pinch of turmeric powder. So first thing first, let's mix the basin, and it's about 3 tablespoons of chickpea flour we have, and I will add all of the yogurt, which is approximately 200 grams. I'll add a pinch of asafoetida, which we'll be adding it a bit later as well, and a little bit of salt at this stage, and a little bit of turmeric, so about half a teaspoon. And I would add about 100 ml water. The yogurt does have a lot of water of itself, but it's just nice to give chickpea enough moisture, chickpea flour enough moisture to cook through. And there's no hard and fast rule. Sometimes chickpea flour absorbs more water than you can imagine. And a lot of people say, no, you have to have the specific quantity of water, but I don't believe so, because I have seen it happening. Because if chickpea flour absorbs more water, then your curry will be really thick and it doesn't taste as nice. Because if there's too much water, then you can always cook it down and make it thick. So let's start with this pan and pour it straight in. It's always good practice to mix the curry mixture in a bowl first and then take it to pan, because if there are any lumps, you would have removed them. Okay, I do feel that this sauce is still a little thick, so I'll add a little bit more water. It should be of a kind of sauce consistency, not a batter consistency. That's what I'm looking for. That's better. Now it will cook. And it's going to take really long time, guys. This takes good half an hour to 40 minutes. So while this cooks, I'll get on to make my parcel mixture filling. So I'll put this on a separate stove, and I'll bring the other pan here. Saute the vegetables. Let's start with about 1.5 tablespoons of vegetable oil. And the spices I'm going to use are cumin. So about 1 teaspoon of cumin. And as it sizzles, I'll add the rest of the ingredients. It's sizzling very lightly, it'll be fine. Add some garlic and some ginger same time. Okay. Saute that nicely. Just make sure garlic is nicely colored. You can't afford to leave garlic raw here. Right, this is cooked. Perfect. Onion. About 1 small onion which has been sliced. 1 carrot. And I'll add the peppers now. I'll just add courgette in the last minute. All I'm doing is I'm trying to make the vegetables wilt, just lightly cooked. Don't want it too cooked, because that's the key of good parcel. You should be able to taste the rawness, the crunchiness of the vegetables. Let's add the spices, pinch of salt, red chili, just about 1/4 teaspoon I'm using, okay? No more than that. That was coriander powder, 1/4 turmeric, and a little bit of curry powder, about the same quantity. Lots of coriander to go in. It's really fresh. It smells nice. The combination of spices is just very interesting, though they are simple, but at the same time, because different vegetables have their own flavor. These spices work very differently with them. Dash of lime juice. It's always good practice, especially while cooking savory dishes, to add dash of lime juice because it just brings flavors together. If salt is too out, lime can pull that back. If it's a bit sweet, lime can pull that back. So lemon juice actually works as a coherent force. It just brings all the flavors together. So it's a good practice to keep lime or lemon juice handy. Okay, this mixture is perfectly cooked in my opinion. I don't need to go beyond this because if you do too much, then they'll wilt really badly and they'll get overcooked and you will not enjoy the parcels. So I'll just hold back now, stop cooking, and I'm going to bring a cutting board out here just to show you how I'm going to do this. Now I have 2 leaves, okay? Right, so if there's a thick part of the leaf which you can actually either take it out or beat it down. So in this one I'm going to take it out and the other one I'll beat it down. And sometimes in the kitchen we just beat it. Both the methods are fine to work with, okay? So that's there. So we'll make 3 or 4 parcels per portion. I'm going to make 2 at the moment. And then you roll them like that. And hold it tightly. And you have a steamer tray, which is here. Steam it. This looks good. It's a winner dish. I love it. It works so well. So people who are vegetarian, they'll love it. People who are non-vegetarian, they will love it too, because here's an inspiration that you could create these parcels with meat also, with chicken or fish or lamb, whatever you fancy. Now this tray can go in straight into the steamer. Right, so my curry is here, which is hot and boiling, pretty much ready in my opinion. Taste it. Oh yes, it's cooked, perfectly cooked. All I have to do is add seasoning, okay? Now a pan is going here. We'll add vegetable oil or mustard oil you can use for this. I'm going little Punjabi infusion here, so you can choose whatever you want to. I'm using awful amount of oil here, so my apologies, but because it's about spices being right. Perfect. Now the spices I'm going to use are red chilli, that goes in first, and it will be colored in no time. Before I add ginger, I want to add mustard seeds, cumin, and even the coriander would be fantastic in this. I forgot to add a little bit of Asafoetida that can go on the side. Let me remove this spoon, then you can see it better. So that's cooking perfectly well. Some ginger can go in, and some red chili powder, which will be fantastic for this. It burns very fast, so we have to be quick. And about a teaspoon of coriander powder. Saute all this together fairly quickly, and this is called tadka. And this goes straight in. So don't throw away the pan, because this has got a lot of goodies. It's like French equivalent of deglazing. For the French people, when they cook, they add a little bit of stock or wine, and then they pour it back in the sauce, or make the sauce out of that. So a similar technique here. And now this is really spicy but fabulous curry. So all I have to do is just boil it vigorously for about 3 to 5 minutes to get all the flavors in, and then it'll be fantastic. I'll add a dash of lime. Let it boil, and by that time, once it comes around, my parcels will be ready too. So I can just come back and put them together. Right, this sauce is absolutely ready. Curry, a lot of people eat with a little bit of sugar in there. I haven't added any sugar. If you happen to be one of those people, please add your own sugar. It wasn't in my recipe, but enjoy it the way you like it, okay? So it's a very common sauce, which I thought would be right with this kind of parcel. Now the parcel is ready too. Okay, perfect. Now, what I'm going to do is put the parcels in here. And before I pour the sauce over that, I'm just going to mix. I got some cucumber julienne here, some shisho leaves, just mix cress. You can choose the ones you want, and some coriander cress. And this was a quick dressing, just lemon juice, salt, red chili mixed together. So that's my salad, and just pour the sauce over these. Just make sure the parcels are nicely covered. Just mix this all together. And that can sit on top nicely. Right. So that's it. That's my vegetable or cabbage parcels with curry sauce. I hope you'll enjoy this. So now, before I go on to taste it, I think you deserve to know how I cooked it. So this is how I did it. To make the curry sauce, I mixed chickpea flour, which was about 3 tablespoons, yogurt, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, and a pinch of Asafoetida Hing, water, which was about 150 ml, a pinch of salt. I mixed it all together and poured it in a saucepan and brought it to boil till it became quite thick, and I let it cook for good 30 odd minutes. Meanwhile, on a separate pan, I started with vegetable oil, and I sauteed 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds, half a teaspoon of ginger chopped, half a teaspoon of garlic chopped. I sauteed all that together. I add all the strips of vegetables I had, capsicum, courgette and carrots, mixed it all together, and then I added powdered spices to it, which was red chili powder, coriander powder, turmeric powder, and mixed curry leaf powder and a pinch of salt. And then I finished the cooking by adding a little bit of lemon juice or lime juice, whichever you prefer. And then in the blanched cabbage leaves, I made the parcels, rolled them up, and put them in the steamer. Obviously, steamer is the top temperature, which is about 90, 98 degrees centigrade, just near steaming. And I kept it there till my sauce was ready. And I came back to season my sauce or put tarka in my sauce. And the way I made tarka was added about 4 tablespoons of vegetable oil in a pan, and I added a pinch of Asafoetida, which was hing, cumin seeds, mustard seeds, red chili powder, coriander powder, and a pinch of turmeric powder. And I mixed it all together and poured it back into the sauce and let the sauce boil for good 10-15 minutes again. And then I took out my cabbage rolls, put them on the plate, poured the sauce over it, and made a quick cress salad to go on top with some strips of cucumber. And the dressing was pretty much homemade, which is lime juice, oil, red chili powder, and salt. Whisk it all together and put it on top. So that's it. That's cabbage roll with curry sauce. I hope you'll enjoy it.